Hello and welcome to a new Warzone update. I'm Jay, giving you a quick rundown of just things that are going to happen. First, I'm sorry everyone for not posting anything in a month. We have a strict kind of schedule of one video every 2 weeks. And unfortunately, well, we film once every 2 weeks. We make more than one video every 2 weeks. When we can. But unfortunately, some real life stuff came up. There was a wedding, some holidays, and a quick break where we just couldn't do anything. We couldn't meet up. We couldn't. Me and T and some of the other guest stars, we just could not get together to do anything at all. So apologies for that. But as of this week, we'll be returning to our normal schedule. We'll even be picking up the pace a little bit because we haven't been idle during this time. We have been working on our collections, getting all our armies ready, getting new units, building all sorts of new stuff, painting them up, grabbing the codexes, and all that sort of thing. So we'll be moving on with Astralis, and we will get it finished by the end of the year. We might stretch a little bit into New Year's January, depending on how we go. As such, because we really want to get it finished, because it's been a year since we started it, and it was meant to finish quite some time ago, but some stuff came up. Our path to glory is going to be taking a back seat, but that was always a on-off thing, as anyone who's watching it knows. We said right from the beginning, we're not going to be doing too much of that, you know. It's more of a when we don't want to play Astralis and we feel like doing something a little bit different than a normal game, then we do those. We've been working quite heavily on getting some new stuff for all the armies we own. There are only a few armies we don't own, which we are looking for anyone willing to sell those cheaply to us. Necrons, Orcs are the only two armies that we don't own, that we want to get. For anyone curious about what we do and don't own, just contact. I can leave a comment if you really want to. If you want to know exactly what armies we've got and exactly what's in those armies, I'll be happy to give you a full rundown of our collection. Both mine and T's. T's been working heavily on his Primaris Marines and his Demons, mostly his Primaris Marines and his Demons, but with the new Tyranid Codex, he's looked at it and he's going to go get a whole bunch of Tyranid stuff to round it out, so Astralis will be even more epic and awesome. He's actually looking at a Hierophant Biotitan that he's sourced out from Forge World, and he's looking like he's going to order that next week, and he's going to get that, and hopefully we'll have that ready for the finals of Astralis, where we'll go into some real huge Apocalypse games. We don't have too many episodes left. I think we've got about 7. The last couple games have accelerated the schedule because of the narrative map I made. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been running on very little sleep. Well, too much sleep, and then very little sleep, and then very little sleep, and then more, and then too much sleep. And that's going on, like, yeah, so, where was I? Tyranids? Yeah, Tyranids. We have been delaying a lot of our stuff as well before we took our break, because we wanted everything to sort of have a codex that needs a codex to do our missions and our campaigns and everything, because we found when we were doing the first little bit of the last couple of Astralis episodes, and then we were doing the little bit where the Death Guard versus Tyranids, and then a few of the Path to Glory, the Great Journey narrative campaign, we found that factions, it was just really unfair, and it was no fun for anyone without the codex, without both guys being on an even side, and I kind of regret that because Astra Militarum is so overpowered. We have a lot of new stuff that we're going to be churning out as well, that I'm going to be churning out. I will be doing some sort of faction reviews on my 2 cents on some of the stuff as an avid Warhammer player, but I'm mostly only going to be touching on stuff that reflects on me. We're also going to be doing a whole bunch of new games and series. You will not see Age of Sigmar on this channel ever. It is not one of the new things we're ever going to do, mostly because while I own a Seraphon army of at least 1,000 points, T refuses to buy quote-unquote Age of Scubmar, and it's a huge debate point between us, and no one else I really know is hugely willing to do it, and I prefer narrative campaigns, and there's really not enough narrative in Age of Sigmar for me. There's no... I struggle to find a creative freedom of what can you actually do creatively there. I have some ideas, but I don't think it would... I'm not sure it would be very interesting. But regardless, I don't have the armies I would want to do an Age of Sigmar campaign with, and I don't have anyone who would be willing to play that Age of Sigmar campaign. We are gonna do some other miniature games that I've got hanging around. I've lined up some guest players to come in and do those with me. We're going to be looking heavily at some old Star Wars miniature games in sort of celebration of Star Wars Legion, which is coming out soon, which we may or may not get into, depending. We'll see how that goes. And then, and when I say older Star Wars miniature games, I don't mean like X-Wing and Armada. I mean actual ground combat games that actually predate them by quite a few years, which I own and are a good lot of fun, and one or two one-off episodes because we've got the shit to do it. And then we're also going to be, I'm very particularly going to do a lot of stuff for Robotech RPG Tactics. Why? Well, it's an obscure game that not many of you have probably heard of unless you're a fan of Robotech or you backed the Kickstarter, and it's a couple of years old now, and the company still hasn't delivered the second wave of models, but I really want to support it, and I really want to show a lot of support for it, and I'm going to really cover the hell out of it, and I'm going to push that, and when they do finally release it, I'm going to push it some more, mostly because I love the game, I love the franchise, and I just love it. As for terrain... we actually had to split up the terrain collection we had, which is why our terrain selection became a bit more limited as of 8th edition, because half the terrain was mine, and I moved very far away from where T lives, and I can't trek my scenery to his house to use it anymore. So, as a result, from now on, we're going on a bit of a scenery binge, trying to get as much as we can, and trying to make as much as we can. If anyone out there has scenery or models that they're willing to sell, we are willing to buy. Yeah. So leave a comment if that's the case. If you made it this far into the video. And really that's all you can expect for our Warzone update. We'll just be returning to normal, and we're going to try and push out as much as we can. As 8th edition, now that it's got some codexes in it, it's really gotten some life into it. And we've had a blast with just the indexes, but the codexes are going to be... We've got our hands on pretty much everyone that's come out for every army we own, and we're just having a... We haven't actually had a chance. T's been playing a lot of them. I've had to be doing some number crunching and theory crunching because I don't get the opportunity to play as much as he does down at his local gaming club. And he refuses to film, apparently. That's my job. But I've been all over those. I'm salivating at the thought of trying some of the strategies. I got to try some Death Guard. I look forward to trying some more. I'm mostly trying to build together Death Guard, because if anyone has seen the 7th edition battle reports, most of my Death Guard army is a whole bunch of stuff that's not exactly compatible with the Death Guard codex, and I'm a Puritan. I like all my stuff to be drawn from either one codex or very few other things, mostly because I still dread 7th edition, where I had to carry around entire libraries for formations and all that jazz. So really that's it for everything. So we'll be back next weekend with our regular stuff, and we'll just stay tuned as we try to get more stuff in, and just be patient with us. We are trying to get our quality up every single time we film. There's an emphasis on camera techniques, using that film degree I've got, and that film experience I've got, and just working on trying to make sure our production values of our scenery, our models, everything is top notch. And if anyone has any questions or anything, just feel free to contact me. Just leave a comment, Like and subscribe. If you would like to know what armies we have and what is in them, I am more than up to discuss that in any sort of video. And we've got a whole bunch of other 40k videos that we're going to work on. If anyone's wondering about the future of what we're going to do after Warzone Australis finishes, we're keeping that tied to the chest because we're not really sure. But we're going to let it sit on and see what you guys think, and we've also got our own plans for what we'd like to do afterwards, because we love Warhammer, and we really love to play the shit out of it. We even run Dark Heresy. On the off week where we're not filming, we actually run a Dark Heresy campaign, role-playing campaign, where all sorts of shenanigans go down. So yeah, that concludes this Warzone update. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching me get pwned and looking at some memes. And we'll see you next time.